and,
Never developed a crop.
I just took pictures.
I have it.
He's there, I'm down here. Yeah, either.
Pick the number. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Mhm.
Okay, it's 1:38. We'll call this meeting to order.
Commissioners have had the opportunity to review the agenda and have no conflicts requiring recusal or abstention. Commissioner McPherson?
Yes?
Saki?
Yes.
And our third seat is vacant.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to take a personal privilege to recognize mental health this month. I'm sure everybody knows somebody going through it. The human resources, we got a letter that went out recognizing.
No.
No? Can we get one?
Did you like one?
No. But I'd like to get one out to put out to recognize we could do that.
Gladly.
Okay. Well, the agenda.
You gotta remove number 9.
I know, we'll keep it.
Need a motion to approve the agenda? All right, discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? None deemed. Is any here wishing to speak? Anybody calling in? Nobody signed in? Okay. Item number 5, minutes of August 21st, 2025 meeting. Discussion? Second, discussion. I have a question on the minutes where I discussed the decals on the vehicles, and it's not written like I stated, where we want it within 30 days. Did we dismiss that, or?
No, I just overlooked the 30 days, but I will add that in there.
Yeah.
I have that you requested it be included in policy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. 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 Opposed? Carries. Item number 6. A and B disbursements. Second, discussion. Do you have anything, Jim? I have a couple. On page 2 of 3. 6B. GA Business Purchase, LLC.
Yeah.
What was that?
That's our guardian alarm. They do our burglar and fire alarm system for our site.
I don't see Guardian Alarm. That's GA stands
Yeah.
for. Okay.
That's their new name.
I gotta take it over. They got a while. Okay. I think that's what they told me. All right. And I had another one too. On 6A. Oliver Roth and Clark for capital outlay of buildings,
Which page is
60700.
60700? What is 60700?
Capital outlay for
the ACH?
central operations, yeah.
Services engineering or central operations? There's two right next to each other.
Central operations.
I will have to look into that one specifically as to what it goes to and get back to you.
All right. Then I had another one on prepaid legal services, Inc.
That's for our ID field, the benefits that we offer to our employees.
What's ID Shield? What is that?
It's where they can buy personal protection for their identity.
Guards your credit, gives you warnings, identity.
It's a voluntary benefit that we make available to employees and they can purchase it.
Okay, that's not like a prepaid, right, like High Illegal used to have? Or-
No,
So I had another one here for outside equipment repair. For Fino Dewatering LLC.
Which date? 9/19?
This is, page 2 or 3. Outside, yeah,
A or B.
Okay.
item 6A,
What's the number?
Page 2,
514806.
Highway maintenance. 514806 is the ACH.
That's outside equipment rental, that wasn't outside repairs. That was when we rented the water pumps when the Orion Road culvert failed.
Okay.
So it wasn't repairs, but that was equipment rental.
Do we have a water pump now that we're planning, do we ever need one or?
We need one once every 3 years or so, or with a project, which we included in the cost. Not worth having them sit around, your seals will dry out, the fuel will go stagnant.
Well, plus the size of the pump.
Right.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carries. Item number 7, permits.
Recommend the board approve the permits as submitted by staff.
Second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None being, motion carries. Item number 8.
We'll take item number 8 is to recommend the board accept the 2026 budget hearing report from August 21st.
So moved. Second, is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. 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 Opposed? Motion carries.
Right, then item 8A is to recommend board adopt the resolutions for our 2026 budget, road improvement program, signal and special assessment district program.
So moved. Second, any discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye. 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 Opposed? Motion carries. Strike number 9.
I'll do 10A and B. It's recommend board adopt the resolutions accepting the deeds and easements for recording.
So moved. Second, any discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye. 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 Opposed? None? Motion carries. Item number
A and B, recommend board adopt the resolution setting bridge load postings for Hardwoods Drive over the Rouge and Wyndham Drive over the Southwick Drain.
So moved. Second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. 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 Opposed? None being, motion carries. Item number 12.
Well, we can do A and B. It's recommend board approve the appropriation transfers, and this is getting our 2025 budget in order.
So moved. Second, is there any discussion? None being, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? None? Motion carries. Item number 13.
We can do A through F. It's recommend the board approve the consultant task orders. Some are amendments, some are new. Recommend approval.
So moved. Second, is there any discussion? So this is stuff with number 7 on engineer stuff. You know these?
Mm-hmm.
And we're not capable of doing those in-house?
Oh, that's why they're here, because it's above our capacity right now.
As far as, staffing or knowledge or?
I'd say yes to both, and Sam, you can pipe in.
I agree, Dennis. It's a little bit of both in terms of both its current capacity and then also, let's say, knowledge and expertise. Some of these include bridges and culverts that, you know, while we do some culvert work in-house, as we evaluate each structure before we decide to do something in-house or outside, we evaluate the potential complexities of the project before we make that decision.
Are we still recruiting more engineers, or is the pay up to par where we can retain them and keep them?
Well, that's why we had the compensation study, so I would say yes to compensation, but what we can't stop is when a private consulting firm wants to pay more anyway. When you do the study and if the private consulting firms want to pay more, then they will. And it's a constant recruiting. Constant recruiting for civil engineering. As a matter of fact, we're up at Michigan Tech as we speak. We have people up from Michigan Tech recruiting civils, but the civil construction field there's not as many students in those programs as there once was. A lot of them have gone off into the software and GIS stuff and not so much in the straight up civil programs. So Pam, if you want to add more, you can.
Regarding your note about salaries, we are waiting for negotiations to complete so we can implement the market refresh that the rest of the organization has been implemented. So as soon as we can resolve that issue, we'll be.
Yeah, I mean, it's disheartening. I mean, that we're the biggest commission in the state and we're subcontracting engineers out.
Well, the other ones do too. Our other friends like Kent County and Macomb County, Genesee, they do the same thing.
I do more in-house than anyone in the state. I doubt there's anyone else that does any more in-house than we do, even with this.
But we are, how many short are we, would you say, engineers?
I believe in terms of the engineering vacancies, it's somewhere around 4 or 5 engineers.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? On me, and motion carries. Item number 14.
14A received bids on our pedestal shafts and bases. It's recommended board split the bid as listed on the memo.
So moved. Second, discussion. This is just for material, correct? Not installation?
Correct.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 14B.
I received bids for wire for traffic signals. It's recommend the board award it to Metro Wire and Cable.
So moved. Second. This is just for stock and supplies, correct, madam?
Correct.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 14C.
Received bids for NEMA phase cabinets. It's recommend board split the bid as listed in the memo.
So moved. Second, any discussion? This is just for stock, correct?
Correct.
And those items that we assemble them in the shop over there? We have like 5 or 6 always on standby?
5 or 6.
Well, when the one goes down, don't they replace them?
The cabinet
Yeah.
at the intersection, yes. We don't have any on standby. We prep them as we need. We build them as we need them. Yep. And our staff can do it in a relatively quick amount of time, so it doesn't take very long.
All right. All in favor, say aye. 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 Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 15.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Before we get started today, I want to take an opportunity to share with the commissioners that my office received a report that from an employee who was concerned about a discussion they had with one of the commissioners at a garage on a Saturday about a week and a half ago. That employee reported their concern because they were asked their age. And that is something that we do not do here.
I was there. I don't recall asking anybody their age, but.
Okay, well, I'm not going to imply that this employee is misrepresenting or has reported something that's false. My purpose in sharing this is really twofold. Number one, if you want to go out to the garages and you need help putting together questions that are appropriate, please know that my office is available to help do that, because the most important thing is that we prevent the road commission from any exposure to claims or people feeling as though they're being singled out for some reason that they shouldn't be, okay? It's my first offer to you, and if you need it, please let Dennis know and he'll let me know and we'll be able to help you in that manner.
Thank you.
Okay, the second thing is that I just want to make sure that both of you have a copy of our policy on this. This is a copy of our anti-harassment and non-discrimination policy. It also highlights in there our zero tolerance for retaliation for reporting these things. So employees feel as though it's important that they be able to report it, and we want them to report it so that we can address it and be ahead of it instead of reacting to it. So with that, I thank you, and please know that our office is available should you need it. Okay? So this afternoon, I'm responding to a request regarding a review of our diversity, equity, and inclusion activities here at the Road Commission. So go ahead, Shannon, next slide.
Okay, it works with me. There we go.
Okay, so the first thing is, since we've talked about this previously, there's been some federal directive orders or executive orders that have been issued, and I want to make sure that we're all aware of that before we proceed here today. There's been executive orders that have been issued that have cautioned that previous administration, prior to our current federal administration, imposed some DE&I requirements through several programs to ensure that those activities were happening and that they were tied to receiving federal funds. The current federal administration has said that they will not enforce that. There's two letters that have been issued by the Department of Transportation. One of them you received earlier in email, and I'm providing it to you again. That says, basically highlights what the executive orders are. And then there's a second one that was distributed in July, reinforcing that the executive orders have come out and that federal funding for projects may be impacted if organizations continue to pursue DEI requirements. And with that, I want to make sure we're aware of that as we're going forward here. And issue a very heartfelt caution on what we do, because I think the last thing we would want to do is move forward and put any future federal funding at risk. So with that, would you like me to continue?
Yes.
So first thing I want to do this afternoon is review the Road Commission demographics. Currently, we have 444 full-time employees as of 9/1. 80% of that employee group is represented and 20% of the group is non-represented. Our represented workforce is comprised of 4 organized groups or unionized groups. We have our hourly group, our clerical group, our foreman group, and our skilled foreman group. We also have our non-represented group, which is about 89 employees. General demographics of our current active population, we're 46 years young. We have an average of about 10 years of experience. Our overtime exempt and non-exempt is about 7.5% and 92% non-exempt. 2025, our retirement, we've got 10 that are eligible. 10 right now, 34 eligible additionally now by the end of the year. And in 2026, we have another 20 people becoming retirement eligible. Our annualized turnover projected for this year is 11.4, and out of that, 9.7 is voluntary. And on the next slide, I'll go into how that compares to last year. Snapshot of what we've got going on so far. This year, we've achieved collective bargaining agreements with our foremen, skilled foremen, and hourly employee groups. We've resolved 11 grievances this year, which is actually up from previous years. Overall, we've got 11.4% turnover, and that excludes our retirees, which is down 1.6% from 2024. 9.7 voluntary turnover, which is down 1% from 2024, and 1.7% involuntary turnover, which is down just a little over 0.5% from 24. We've resolved 677 inquiries from active employees and retirees within our office, and we've conducted 13 training events while facilitating the intern and the inspector CE1 development programs.
What's CE1?
Civil engineer.
Okay.
We've conducted case management on an average of 24 people on leave per month. We've maintained two compensation structures. We've monitored over 1,000 applications via our Bamboo portal and screened approximately 320 applicants. We filled approximately 85 positions, including 58 new hires, conducted expanded recruiting efforts to communicate ongoing opportunities to a diverse community and network. We've worked with Siegel to complete a market refresh of the total compensation study, and we've implemented the market-based compensation system for the hourly employees and expanded the system for the foreman, skilled foreman, and non-represented employees. We've implemented new legislation, specifically the Earned Sick Time Act and revocation of portions of Public Act 152. These are the programs that we currently have that promote a welcoming, diverse, and discrimination-free, harassment-free workplace. We've got a summer intern program. We've got an engineering tech, civil engineering development program. We've got a traffic signal training program. We utilize a CBLA intern program, customer service awards, safety awards and recognition, new hire orientation, and new hire safety training. Biannually, we do anti-harassment and non-discrimination testing, annual Title VI plan certification and training, and introduction of new hires in the RCOC newsletter. We've expanded benefits regarding holidays, a variety of medical and dental plans with HSA options, and meeting non-discrimination thresholds. We have our employee assistance program, retirement saving options, deferred comp, and a Roth IRA. We also have a new paid FMLA benefit for those groups that have ratified contracts. We have tuition reimbursement, and we have a very diverse list of recruiting sources to help fill the vacancy we have.
I got a question on that. What are the resources that we have, the diverse, what are they?
It'll come up in a slide or two. Okay. RCOC policies and procedures that promote a welcoming, diverse, and discrimination harassment-free workplace. We've got relevant board policies, 5 which I just provided to you. We've got an equal employment opportunity policy, policy 8, affirmative action, positive discipline, violence in the workplace, and a Title VI policy. We also have relevant policies and procedures as far as CDL employee alcohol controlled substance testing, RCOC alcohol controlled substance testing for non-CDL, and a policy on that. We also have a policy on Social Security privacy. That's the reason it is complete, because I think everybody here can read or has reference to it. But these are all of our regulations that we have that also demonstrate our efforts to maintain a welcoming, diverse, and harassment-free workplace. Our culture of opportunity for training and development. This is one of the strongest things I think that the Road Commission provides to our employees. Take a look at this list of classifications here, and these are some skilled classifications as well as leadership positions. It tells you that the opportunity for laborers that join our organization is in their control. If they're interested in any of these positions, they can join in and become a traffic signal tech. They can promote them, get promoted to be a foreman or a skilled foreman. They can become a superintendent. Our general supervision, 80% of our supervision joined at an entry-level position, which means they built their way up through the career through the organization. We've got division heads, over 50% of them joined at an entry-level position, and our directors and executives, over just about 65% started at an entry-level position. So the opportunity for career growth and expansion of skills is here. Employees have to obviously want it and be interested, but the opportunity is here for them to experience. 61% of our employees are promoted within the first year that they're here. There's been 885 promotions across the RCOC career lifespans of all active employees. So we had 444 employees, and over that lifespan so far, each of them has been promoted twice. You could just do the raw numbers. Some could be more, some could be less, but on average, there's been 2 promotions per employee. Training and developing within the RCO is a collaborative effort. Listed here, the different types of training that happens. HR, obviously, we do some soft skills training, some managerial training, and then entry level and building that talent so that they can take on next positions in the organization. We got the traffic signal training program. We've got technical skills training out of highway maintenance, superintendent training out of highway maintenance. Safety and risk, they provide safety training agency-wide. And on average, over the past 12 months, there's been 9,901 hours that have been dedicated to training and development. Our talent development, these are just some examples of the programs that I highlighted earlier. This is our program flyer for engineering inspector development program, where we bring people in. They spend a minimum of 2 years rotating through different departments and learning how to be an inspector, how to be running construction materials, traffic safety, any of the different engineering departments, so that once they find their niche and there's a job available, they can post off into it or bid into it, and then they have a good match of their interest, as well as we've developed them to what our standards are. Same thing for civil engineers. They join us out of school. We take them through a rotation program. It's very similar to what the MDOT and some of the other agencies. Gives them an opportunity to experience the different disciplines in civil engineering and define one that they want to do, whether it's design, construction, again, permits, traffic safety, any of the ones that are out there within our scope. If they like it, they can bid into it, and we're able to build our talent and build our growth and our bench strength. Recruiting and job fairs. This might answer one of your questions, Commissioner McPherson. These are all the job fairs that we attend on an annual basis. Within the next 2 months, we have over 24 job fairs we're scheduled to attend. As Dennis referenced, we were at Michigan Tech earlier this week. I know they are at Wayne State this week. Last week they were, can't remember what school they were at. They were at 2 different schools. We also attend Job Fair, Giant, and any engineering-focused Society of Engineers here in Detroit. We go to those fairs to try to source available candidates and interest. A lot of those have a wide variety of engineers, meaning mechanical, electrical, computer, but there are some civil there, and whatever's there, we try to capture what we can. These are our recruiting tools and messages. We do all different types of things. There's swag that we put out there. We have a QR code so people can go right at the job fairs or at any of the things and go right on it and see what jobs they can apply to, as well as just takeaways so that they can think about employment at the Road Commission. Again, more recruiting tools, we can design them specifically for the job that we're going to the job fair for and highlight what opportunities there are for us. This is one that we did for mechanics and one in general when we went to a technical job fair. We highlighted the different technical areas that we were interested in, and then we can design it accordingly. Recruiting talent. These are some additional organizations that we work with so that we can post our jobs to there. Another option for diverse recruiting opportunities. All of these are ones that, depending on the opening that we have, we can go there, we can post on their job board and source their membership for our vacancies. And last, this is an overview of the demographics in comparison to our available workforce here. What I've highlighted for us is in Oakland County, what the most recent diversity population representatives are, as well as gender split. And then what I've also highlighted here is where we are at currently from an RCOC ethnicity representation, as well as gender split, comparing our demographic workforces to those with MDOT in the state of Michigan. And then lastly, highlighting our hiring efforts since 2012 to currently, what our demographics are and how we're moving the needle to try to continue to diversify our workforce from a talent perspective, as well as skills, as well as reflecting the community. And with that, that's it today. Questions?
Do you have anything, Jim?
No, I just like to say, Patty, that was very well done, very informative. Thank you. You must spend a lot of time on it.
What's our retention rate with new hires?
From what skill group would you want to know that from?
From 1 year from when they first hire, and then someone that's been on 3 years?
I can run those numbers for you and get them to you. I mean, it's going to differ depending upon the work group. And the reason I say that is because there's different probationary periods for each group. So as you take a look at the probationary and the performance, they're evaluated throughout that time. And then, so the biggest determining factor on people's success is their ability to meet some of our standards, attendance, performance. And in the CT group, our retention rate's very high. In the hourly group, again, it depends on their ability to demonstrate some of the real core elements we need: response to overtime, attendance, etc. And Daryl and Danielle can speak to that.
And can we add high school career days to this list?
Well, I guess the question I have is that when we go to job fairs, we're filling vacancies. When you go to your high school events, are you filling vacancies?
We're letting them know opportunity.
You're letting them know opportunity, but you're not filling current opening vacancies for either your employer or someone else.
They got to be 18 years of age and stuff, yeah.
Same thing here, and that's one of the, I guess, bridges we need to make sure that we are exchanging information on, because our positions here require a minimum age of 18. Typically, the minimum requirement for education is high school or GED for some positions. But in addition to that, we require a certain amount of experience, sometimes 1 to 3 years of experience in fill in the blank, right? So typically people just coming out of high school rarely will meet that. Doesn't mean that there's not value in that, but it means that our most immediate need with resources is filling vacancies. So that's why we're focused on filling vacancies and those with technical experience or technical engineering degrees, because that's our most immediate need right now.
Return, yeah.
I'm sorry?
And getting more return on that type of investment.
Right. I mean, I think it's great to build, but I also have to worry about the vacancy that we have. So if there's priority on resources, funding, time, et cetera, it goes to filling vacancies.
Are we going to participate in the one at in November?
One you mentioned last time?
Yes.
Right now, we have not registered for it. We've had discussion amongst ourselves as directors. And as directors, they, as well as I feel, we need to be focused on the priorities, which are filling vacancies. That event, by the flyers that we looked at, it's very much highlighted that it's not a job fair, right? It's not there to fill vacancies. It's about to expand horizons on what the opportunities are. Again, a very worthwhile effort. And if we were to a point where we had zero vacancy or we were at a hiring freeze or something like that, we would definitely be looking to do that. The other thing is that it has to be somewhat, and the requirement in there is that it has to be interactive. And we take a look at what we do, and we can't bring in certain pieces of equipment so that we can show exactly what we do, right? We're not going to bring in a wing plow, and we're not going, there's some limitations on what we can actually demonstrate. So while we would like to consider it, we have to sit here and go, what is it that we're going to be able to engage with a high school age student? There has to be, at minimum, the most time they want them to spend at each station is 3 to 5 minutes. So how do we demonstrate what we do and engage interest and represent the road commission in a 3 to 5 minute demo of our jobs? That's the challenge we're facing. If we can overcome that, I don't see why we wouldn't once we fill and have the resources available so that we can fill our vacancy first. We have vacancy. We have anticipated, as you saw here, vacancy from a workforce planning, from just a retirement eligible perspective. We have to be ready to have that workforce ready. It takes, for people with no experience, but as an inspector or CE1, it takes anywhere from 12 to 24 to 36 months to have those individuals be ready to go in and be in a productive capacity for us. So that's where our focus is right now. It's not that we don't have interest in the high school age students, but it's deciding where it is the priority, and the priority is there.
I think we might want to engage the kids come out of high school, let them know what they got to have, be prepared. They want to come work for the road commission, but right now they have no idea who the Oakland County Road Commission is.
Anybody else want to offer comments on that? Daryl, maybe?
Well, like you said, you can't bring a truck in there,
You can bring a truck in there.
not to have them drive it.
Absolutely not, but you can
Right.
show them.
But it said it's interactive, and,
There's 20 trucks there.
and then you're looking at a 3-year return possibly on that. To be a hourly employee, you have to have a CDL license. So I would think that anybody that's going into the construction field is going to know about the road commission. Are those opportunities there? You've got people word of mouth that talk. We get people from other road commissions, road agencies come here. But a high school kid typically does not come into the road commission as an hourly employee.
Is there any marketing we can do maybe? That would,
Well, we've done that
Yeah.
before.
so maybe there's more marketing, I guess.
We've done that. We take vehicles to touch a truck.
Right.
And when we're requested, we do a lot of that.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of employees who do that volunteer their time. They actually like the road commission, despite what you believe. The morale isn't bad with everybody. These guys take their own time because they're proud of working for the agency. We supply them with a dinner and water and pop, and their families are there. They know they're a part of the community and making their community safe. And they volunteer every year for these things. We probably do, I'd say 5 to 10 things a year.
You mentioned that.
So we do have a lot of employees here that are proud of your employees.
I hear that all the time with the crowd work.
Well, you always bring up morale.
I'm gonna continue.
And yeah, well, the morale isn't as bad as you believe. At least that's my opinion.
Yeah, I respect your opinion. But I feel we do need to participate in this one. And also partner with Oakland schools to let these high school kids know when they graduate, there's an opportunity here.
Well, I guess the question I would have is, then what job fairs that we're going to, that we're currently filling or looking to fill jobs, do you want me to pull resources from, and resources meaning people and money, to attend these things?
I will attend if you'd like me to.
You are attending on many people's behalf, right?
And that's how much I care about helping the youth and retention and opportunity. A lot of people from Ferndale, Hazel Park, Warren, Detroit don't even know about this, where they have an opportunity to get a job. And then they know they have to have a GED or a diploma and a driver's license. That's a start. A lot of these kids don't even know that, what it requires to get a job. And if you say I can start out at $20 an hour benefits,
Then it's more than the road commission failing them, quite honestly. If they don't have a support system, if they have a high school or a GED, they should have a high school source that's enabling them to hit the job market if they're electing to come out into the job market immediately. So to some degree, can I finish, please?
Yeah.
To some degree, I don't feel like we're in a position to defend not going to high school events because we're trying to fill the vacancy that we have, right? Going to high school events is, yes, that's a 3 to 5 year build out and hopefully orienting people. But if their community, their parents, and the school that they're attending is not taking the responsibility to inform people how to go ahead and pursue employment, that is not something that we as the Road Commission are going to be able to solve for them. And that is my opinion, okay? So I don't feel as though this agency or my department should be defending not going to high school events, because what we are doing is focusing on the needs of the agency. And the needs of the agency immediately are to fill the vacancy that we have. It's a constant challenge, and it's a challenge that's going to continue. And because the technical talent is not developed out there, and we're competing with everybody else for the technical talent. So for every 5 people we talk to, we're lucky that we can bring one in. Then when we bring them in, many times we found with inspectors, they're not able to clear the requirements to start the job. So then we have to start all over. So it's a constant cycle, a constant challenge, one that we're up for. But I want you to understand, the important thing for me is that we fill the vacancy, because you sit here every 2 weeks and challenge us on why we're not filling the vacancy.
Trying to help you.
Well,
Giving you ideas and I get resistance.
quite honestly, sometimes it doesn't feel like help. It feels like a public performance appraisal. And that does not help my morale.
Yeah, maybe we could spend a little money on marketing rather than manpower. Maybe that can help. Maybe look at some of
We've
that.
done that in the past. We've done some marketing on billboards and
Yeah,
things like that, you know, and that was completely something that new that we tried to try to put out there. I'm all for that. It's
I don't
not,
know what the
yeah.
ROI, return on investment on that. I don't know, but maybe.
We've done, we're open to considering that kind of stuff. All I'm saying is, please understand that we're here doing what we can with what we have, right? And we're working within the parameters and guidelines that we have. And there's no one in my department, as well as no one here, that's not committed to the best interest of this agency, right? And we want to all succeed. And we just need to work with you so that we can succeed, right? And I feel like a lot of times we're not working cohesively together, and we need to be doing that, right? We need to work together and not try to undermine each other or not try to do anything, right? That's why my offers to you have always been, let my department help you, right? I'm here to help. My department's here to help. We're not here to work against you, nor is anyone else here. Okay? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your presentation.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like us to participate in the Oakland School event and collaborate with Oakland schools. And if needed, do I need to have some superintendents come here and tell you how important it is, where they want to have opportunity for all these students?
Which superintendents are you speaking?
I numerous ones. They
Superintendent.
don't know the opportunity. A lot of people ain't cut out for college.
Well, that's understandable.
And they have a job that they could get that's got
You can
benefits.
see through my presentation the opportunities that exist here,
Yeah,
right?
I don't see nothing here for out of high school.
Well, they have to have a CDLA.
And that's where you could tell them, you go up to the road commission, hey, you want to be work for the Oakland County Road Commission? You gotta have a driver's license, you gotta work on getting a CDL. Then we have an opportunity, and we'll even help you get your CDL. Don't the road commission train people for the CDL?
We have in the past, but we don't have to now. That's a significant expense.
Yeah.
When we went through the COVID era,
Yeah.
we ended up where we had to do it, but it's not something, because it's very expensive.
And we're getting applications for CDL experienced people. Again, to get a CDL, it's it's gonna cost them $3-4 grand. A lot of kids aren't,
That's how much it is,
I think that's about what it was.
Well, actually, it's more than that now, right?
Okay.
We were getting a break on a rate, but it's well over $5,000 now to get a CDL. And so it depends on the person's skill and ability to drive, right? Because they have to have so many hours, they have to do so much testing with the Secretary of State, and then they have to go demonstrate that they can drive. But to Daryl's point, just having a CDL license doesn't make one a skilled plow truck driver or anything like that, because then there's an element of, please take it from here.
No, I mean, there's, in the past is, if you're, when you bring somebody into the agency, we like to get people with previous construction, whether they're paving companies, masons, things like that. Those are skill sets that the agency can use, and they have CDLs, right? They have the ability, most of them have been driving truck for a long time. When you get into our trucks, it's not just an over-the-road truck. We've got the controls in there to work the wing plow, as Pam brought up earlier, the underbody. You've got the spreaders. You have a lot of controls in there. It's like sitting in a fighter jet with all these controls and lights going on. It's a pretty demanding skill set, and bringing in somebody who has just gotten a CDL to learn how to drive a truck and then throw that on top of them, it's a big learning curve. And we've had a lot of success with it. But if you were to ask, I would want somebody with a CDL who's been driving a truck for 10, 15 years. But I mean, we have gotten some good. But again, you're looking at I would say from the hourly group, you're probably looking at a 3-year return on it. They can go to Dan's and be a laborer without a CDL. They can go to other construction companies, and that's just, we're in a little different environment there, because we need truck drivers. We can't hire people without CDLs. I can't have 50 employees without CDLs, because when the winter comes, I've got nobody to drive a truck. Dan's lays them off. So while we are in the construction world, we are not in that level of construction. We're in the maintenance world, and it's a different venue, and it takes different skill sets, and that's why we require the CDL. We need people for winter maintenance. That's how we got created, winter maintenance opportunities.
You don't want to give a high school kid, hey, to be able to work for Oakland County Road Commission, you need to do this, this, and this, then we can hire you. So at least I have an idea what I got to learn and I come up with.
That's what we do at these fairs. Who do you think are at these? Families, high school kids. HR is kind enough to let the employees who go there set up and actually have the signs. I don't know what you call those, flags and the banners and all that. And they take them there, and they are promoting it. The thing that I think you're missing is the word of mouth is just as good as advertisement as going to a high school, because you can go to high school. When I was 16 and I'm hearing a guy with white hair talking to you about working for the road commission, I'm not listening. I'm worried about what party am I going to on Friday. But the word of mouth, where you sit there and say, here's opportunities, and that's, we get a lot of family members and we get other people showing up from other agencies. You get the word of mouth. I heard the road commission is a good place to work.
Yeah.
One of the things we tell everybody at orientation, we haven't laid anybody off in 40 years.
Maybe the social media, the Instagram, that would, the high schoolers would be a little more seeing.
Yeah.
Maybe some of that, spending some dollars there may help rather than the body. That was when I mentioned with marketing. That's what I meant by that.
Thank you.
And I live in Madison Heights. I have no idea about the opportunities at the Oakland County Road Commission.
It's the road commission, Oakland County.
The Road Commission for Oakland County, you keep calling us the Oakland
Okay,
County.
I'm sorry. But my point is, I would like to expose them, getting them fresh out of high school, like Waterford Fire Department does. Other places do it, police department, sheriff. And we don't want to do it.
No, you didn't hear that. Here's part of the problem, okay? Is that you have an idea, and we try to educate and inform and share. And regardless of what we say, you don't hear. And that's my opinion. Commissioner Saki said, maybe we can do some marketing. Okay, let's look into that. Let's figure out how we can do that. That's another way to go about doing it. But when we try to share with you what the concerns are, what the obstacles are, and educate you on the things that we do, it's not enough. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that there has to be some leeway there. It can't be your way or our way or no way. There's got to be a way that we come together and say, yeah, let's pursue that. That's at least a first step. So what I would say to both of you is let's explore some marketing so that we can hopefully make people aware and use venues that young people are engaged in, whether it's social media or whatever it is, and let's use that as the first step. Let's not judge us because we're not physically standing at some high school event. Let's not judge us because you didn't see us at some event. We didn't see you at the job fairs we were at. We didn't judge you because of that.
I'm not judging.
Okay. I'm going to let it be.
I mean, I'm just trying to get opportunity for the community
And so am I.
and with the young kids, and you haven't done it with the young kids, and you have a system in place. I'm just throwing this out here, and it sounds like we don't want to participate in the big one at the Oakland one.
Let's try what we discussed, you know, some Instagram marketing and things like that. Take it one step at a time.
And that's where DEI comes in, where there's opportunity for everybody.
Well, that was going to be my other question. I didn't understand how
Yeah.
the presentation connected to your concern about the morale. Because from what I see, there's a lot of opportunity here. And when you take a look at the strides we've made with the comp study, with the market refresh, with the opportunities, with the number of hours we spend on training, with our resources and access to diverse sourcing, right? It's all collectively working to help us. If you take a look at the hiring that we've done and what the trends are since 2012, it's all collectively in the numbers reflecting that. So you know what? It's moving. Let it continue to move. It's not broken, right? It's just,
Let's improve it.
Well, that's what we're doing, but it takes time. You don't spin on a dime and change things. You know, it's part of consistent, methodical approach, a strategy in trying to get there. And all of the programs that we have are in support of doing it legally and within the parameters and reflecting what the community reflects. So how is it that the DEI connects to the concern about morale?
Oh, look at this table right here. You think we're diversified, all of us?
Well, I think what we are is a lot more diversified than some of them are, right? If I take a look at Oakland County, I don't know how diverse they are, right? But we reflect our community. If you take a look at the community numbers, that's what we should be reflecting here. And I'm not here to throw jabs at anybody. What I'm here to do is ask you to please respect the programs that we have in place. More than willing to share them with you, more than willing to help you understand, help you share with you what the priorities are, and let's stop the public performance appraisals.
Also
Because it doesn't help, I'm sorry.
No, we also had a more diversified board. I mean, you're looking at this table, look there, we had a female, a minority.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah. So, and I think you also need to understand that when I went to school, which was a long time ago, in the civil engineering program, you did not have a very diverse group. It was probably 90% males. When I was going to classes, you had 2 or 3 females, now you mixed minority. It takes time. Now, if you go to, and I even say that when we do their intern lunches, I look at the crowd, we have a very diverse group, probably more females in civil engineering today than in the past. And you have more minorities, and you have all that. They are 20 years old, okay? In 30 years, you're gonna see a much more diverse group here. What's the average age of this table? What was the schooling and the education back then? You have to look at that. You have to take that into account as well. You don't have, there was probably 90 5 male engineers to 5 females. Now, when you go to fill these jobs, when people in my age group, who are you gonna pick from? It's not out there. And give this place 15, 20 years, you're gonna see a whole total table here change. It's gonna take time. To Pam's point, things take time to turn. You don't turn a freighter on a dime. Society doesn't change like that, but it is changing. And it just so happens that when I hired in 93, there was, well, if you look at this table, actually you had more female directors than males at one time. So it is a pretty diverse group, but you also have to look back 30 years. What was the makeup of who's being educated and going to those classes? Today is a much different world. And I'm telling you right now, if I live 30 years, I'll look at this table and it'll be completely different than what you see today.
That's why you gotta recruit from every.
But it takes time for those people to be,
We do, Eric.
I didn't say we didn't, but
Oh, you just said, well, that's why. we have
every
to-
trade, everybody's. That's what Daryl's saying is. It's changing, and you gotta try to get everybody you can get.
but you don't take a 25-year-old person and put them.
That's what we
Again,
do.
the public performance appraisal.
Yeah.
You just implied we don't.
Right.
Do you understand what you say?
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
No.
Yes, you did. I'm sorry. We were all sitting here listening. This is the type of things that are not contributing to improving our morale. We are all responsible for that. And if you're as dedicated to it as you say you are, then it's time to start walking the walk.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I challenge all of us to do that.
So we don't have no DEI policy at this time, correct?
A DEI policy, we do not have a written policy. We have
Can we-
numerous of them that I prevented.
Can we get something in writing and have it in our policy manual? That's
Can
what
I finish a sentence without getting interrupted? Thank you. Within your presentation, I provided you numerous policies that support diversity, equity, and inclusion. Did I not?
Yeah, it doesn't say it. Doesn't say DEI, you know. Well, what's one, we'll put that in our policy, you know.
Do you want to continue to go against the federal funding issue?
That's
Do you
amazing.
want,
Yeah,
do you want to put the agency at risk of losing federal funding?
that's not gonna happen.
You don't know that, and I don't.
We don't know if it's gonna either, so.
Okay, but since we have all the programs and we're making progress, and we're doing everything that we can do with the policies we have, why would we take that risk? You need to act in the best interest of the agency,
Absolutely.
right? The best interest of the agency is to not put a policy in place that puts funding at risk. That's a basic thing I'm trying to highlight for you. Right? We need roads.
Absolutely.
Okay,
We need a diverse group of people to do it.
and you're getting it. All you have to do is look at the information. So if you're to ask me, one is not needed because we have numerous policies, we have numerous programs, we have proven activities, we have investment in recruiting and sourcing and job placement, and we have numbers that show that the number of hires we're bringing in represent a diverse workforce. So if it isn't broken, why are you trying to fix it?
Trying to make it even better
Well, I
for
challenge.
everybody.
3 letters.
Three what?
3 letters.
Well, then what's it, so? That's your opinion on it, you know?
Well, because everything we do has DEI principles in it.
Yeah. Well,
Just,
It's embedded within it.
right,
well, I'd like to make a motion to put DEI into our policy, have it in there. And we could always take it out if we have to later.
We want to discuss some of this
funding.
and let's air that out.
Well, it's a May and they,
well, I will, if I may, I will tell you, reading the bills that are currently in the House of Representatives that relate to road funding and funding at the state level, all mention removing DEI at the state level.
You want to get a little more intelligence, feedback, and then
that's not, that's just talk, you know? So, and if it's gonna affect it,
With the
it's gonna
content.
affect it.
What?
Leads to risk. Can't just blow off risk.
This isn't political.
I'm not saying this. That was brought up before it got shot down with Nancy?
Wasn't shut down, Eric. We did the
Well,
same thing.
Yeah.
We gave a similar presentation and both Nancy and Andrea were good with it. Wasn't shut down.
Mhm.
We gave the same presentation to show them that DEI is embedded in everything we do. We just don't have a big sign that says DEI. What we do and how we practice our hiring practices.
You wanna look at some other local commissions, see what they got.
No,
Maybe get some more intelligence before we make that.
I think we move on and do it, and then we'll deal, if that's what Dennis is saying is true, we can always pull it back.
I think that's too great of a risk. You're gonna risk
Yeah.
federal funding. We may not agree with Sean Duffy's letter or his principles, but we are bound by it. That is my concern.
And Chairman, also, we have been specifically told when we're applying for our federal discretionary funds to not use that. Or we will not get the money, and they specifically, when we're applying for those funds, we can't get them, we can't use it. It specifically states in
Maybe
the,
ask for some more fact finding,
I rescind my motion.
maybe ask for some more fact finding. to
I
what
rescind my motion on the DEI, so.
Yeah.
But I would like us to participate in the Oakland, Career Day, that big one. And at least show some exposure out there for opportunity. Can we do that?
I can continue to try something, find something interactive. More than willing to do it. I don't want to go there and look like fools.
We're not gonna. We can't have a truck there, they can see the truck, and then some guy might want to be a career pro commission.
I'm more than happy, always have been happy. If we go, I want us to look good.
When is it?
It's about,
November. So we've got a little bit of, yeah, let me,
Let's talk, discuss
yeah,
it next
I
time.
mean, we sat and we noodled through it yesterday and said, what can we come up with, right? So
Bring that here and we'll discuss it.
I can do that, or I can, once we find something that we feel good about, I'd like to just proceed and take care of it, right? I mean, please trust that if I feel like it's a good thing, we'll do it, right? That's not the issue. The issue is making sure when we go there, that we don't have kids walking past us saying, I want to go over here instead.
that's gonna happen. We got the same problem there, you know? At least they could find something out if they want to have an opportunity. You know, all kids ain't cut off for college once again.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, we're on new business.
Jennifer, you want to give them?
You had requested at the last meeting about, I wanted to provide the two of you with the internal guidelines that traffic safety already has with respect to the details on the vehicles. We wanted to make sure we had some efficiency and flexibility given the different types of vehicles that come in, and when those details go on and what kind of details. So when you say policy, my legal brain goes off because that's a term of art in our world. And so that's a directive, one of our 4 directives. As you recall, we did a presentation on that previously. So in my mind, the question would be, do we need an operating instruction? Because that would be applicable to only one department, as this would be the case. Or do we want something more flexible? So I think that the current guidelines that we have in place are the appropriate way to go so that we can maintain flexibility, adjust to any staff changes, adjust to any technology changes. Danielle was kind enough to share some information about when trucks come in and they have like windows in places we didn't expect them to have. We need to be able to adjust where that detail goes on the vehicle based on the spec of the particular vehicle. So we want to make sure we have that flexibility while still maintaining, obviously, the consistency. So we provide that to you for your information. Take a look at it, read it through, and if it's not sufficient, let us know. We can go further, but that is what is currently in place.
Well, this is the size that you're looking at, putting on the vehicles.
Well, and the ones at the going home or the pool cars, which is my understanding that last time you pointed to that and you said that size. And that's what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, so that'd be all the pickup trucks, the trucks that, they drive, the engineers drive.
Well, it wouldn't be on inspectors' trucks. They get the full outfit.
The larger one.
They get the larger ones because they're on construction sites. That would be on our
So
pool.
this would be the smallest one that we put on our vehicles.
Yes.
And then these will be put on within 30 days of.
Well, we need to get them made up, right? I don't know
Yeah.
how.
We're still waiting for the sample. For whatever reason, the supplier is just behind. So as soon as I get that, then we can place the order. Yep.
So,
I don't know how quickly they can. Once I get that information, hopefully by the end of the week, then I can.
so by December, we should be able to have this done?
I would think so. I would think we could get it done by December.
Then in the policy for the stickers or by minutes, can we correct that within 30 days of a new vehicle?
So you would want the
Well,
guidelines.
these get it. With the car goes to the fleet manager back, or whether it's a pickup truck, before the employee even gets it, is gonna have it on.
Right, yeah,
This is just for the vehicles that's changed we're making right now. By December, we'll have a thing, but every new vehicle will hit that policy.
yeah, every
Coming
new
out, yeah.
vehicle,
Yeah.
like Dennis said, before the driver even gets it,
It's part of the commissioning of
it's
the
part,
vehicle.
it's part, we make sure it's detailed before they get it.
Unless we want that vehicle to make it a road commission vehicle, we make sure all that's done.
All right, so the number one's the supervision, that would be the supervision ones too, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Any other new business?
None.
I have, new business. I have a letter here from, Commissioner Asaki. Because I received a letter from Pam at our last meeting, about harassment. And, Commissioner Asaki sent me this letter. Would you like to read this, please?
Okay.
So, want to reflect that.
Actually, it does state that in your first line. So, to Chair McPherson, I would like to express myself regarding the situation on January 20th, 2025 with myself and Mr. Messino. The entire situation was unfortunate and regrettable. Obviously, tensions were elevated. I extend a sincere public apology to Mr. Messino. I also apologize to any other person I upset by my actions. Moving forward, it is my goal to set a new standard of civility and professionalism. For my part, I accept responsibility for any words or actions that may have been perceived as offensive or threatening. My intent is to serve the citizens of Oakland County to the best of my ability, always placing the interests of those traversing our roads at the forefront. Sincerely, James Asaki, Road Commission for Oakland County Vice Chairman.
And we'd like that noted in the minutes.
Yeah, fine.
Got anything else you want to say? And, I have some new business. When a, incident happens where the traffic lights are not working, and the sheriff department calls or the local police, we have to send people out. What's protocol? How do we cover that? Like on a Friday night?
They generally call our dispatch office if it's after hours, and then our dispatcher contacts the supervision in our electrical department, and then they, just depending on what the incident is or what the problem is, they will do a call out for staff to come in and either work on a power outage or fix a red out.
Now, are we staffed to handle that? And do we?
Yep, we are staffed to handle that.
So people go home on a Friday, they might be going on the way up north. They might have a bowling league or they're going hunting. They get an emergency call, and if they're doing that, what happens?
They can either come in or they cannot come in. It's their choice.
Because I think you might need to look at, having, people designated to be on call. Have we looked at that, where they're on call?
Well, I think that's a contractual item,
It is-
a negotiated item that has to be.
it is utilization and so it's a rotation list. Those who are low with hours goes first on the list.
First up.
So they usually know where they are on the list.
Yeah, they know those.
They know where they are on the list.
Yeah, but they might, let's say they have plans. We have up in a place where that might get called for.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
the overtime lists are
That's the
updated and
overtime list.
posted,
Yeah.
and then if you can't come in, then they go to the next person.
Go to the next person on
You work your way down the list until you get.
So we don't have nobody that takes a truck home, is gonna be on standby call.
I would prefer not to have a boom truck sitting in somebody's driveway, to be perfectly honest with you.
Are any of these, in my lack of knowledge, are any of these on battery backup?
That would be.
We have a couple on that, where we have like railroad crossings. We
Why
have
don't
those.
why don't we implement more?
Because it really costs a lot of money, because the batteries have to be changed every 3 to 5 years, and every intersection needs anywhere from 5, depending on,
Some of these major intersections.
yeah, like 5 to like 10 batteries. So, yeah, we looked at it several years ago to see because there are some communities that do that, but you have to be constantly changing those batteries to do it. So, and when there are power outages, you know, we look at the volume of traffic that's driving through the intersection. Are there site restrictions driving through the intersection? And that's how we determine, you know, which intersections we're running at what. And we have a great contact at DTE. So if there are issues, like the power in the area is up and our signal is not, we have a resource to reach out to them to get those working.
Our ability to manage off-peak hours and what we do is so far ahead of the other road commissions and counties around. Nobody's even close to us. And
Archaic, right?
yeah, and we look at the accidents related to nighttime issues, things like this, and we don't have them compared to other places. The battery backup issue, there's been some cities went completely back up and took them all out. There's so much maintenance. Literally, they're riding around with truckfuls of batteries.
We're 10 years away from that.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just not,
Right.
yeah, we continue to look in the industry about other
So-
possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the LEDs have offered up a new opportunity to do things, and we certainly have looked at.
Major effect, like 12 and television.
Right, and
Those are,
Right.
you know.
right, and like certainly those are state roads which they don't allow us to do. You know, there's certain other requirements. We take care of a lot of signals that aren't ours. So if the local agency doesn't want to pay for it or the state doesn't allow it, we can't do it. So there's a lot of other elements to that that are included in that.
How often does it happen on average?
This is what happened.
Where a light goes out after 5 and on the weekend?
I mean.
Every weekend, or?
It's just, I wouldn't say every weekend, no. No, it's generally when we have weather that comes through, that may down the line, transformer blows, you know, it just depends.
Number there within 2 hours or hour?
Yeah, it generally doesn't take us too long to get out there. And normally the police will assist until we can, or they'll place stop signs.
And I don't think the radius in the truck will much add to that. We looked at that a while back too, and we have 2 people in the truck, so they're not at the same house. So it doesn't do it. The one guy takes the truck home, and the other guy's at his house. How do they get together? They gotta go meet back here because the guy's got to drop his personal vehicle off here. So the guy drives back here anyways. So there's no advantage to take it because there's 2 people in your truck.
But it'll always be dispatched for the Waterford garage, though, right?
Yeah. It's after hours, it always goes through there.
Any other discussions? Well, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Move to adjourn.
Oh.
Oh, thank you.